Yes, we heard about the Holocaust. We studied that at school, but it was something that belonged to the past. I grew up in a Jewish, 100% Jewish environment, and only 4 years ago I realized that I'm living more of a sudden this spot, and I'm different. I'm Jewish. And then, like, at the time I start to wear my David Star necklace, and I start to ask myself what is being Jewish for me. And I think it's a process that I'm passing right now, also through the Meshuggah parties that I'm organized. And I don't have a final answer for you yet.
The Jewish community is changing. The generation of Holocaust witnesses is dying out. Yet these successful Meshuggah or crazy parties are not at the expense of Jewish traditions.
I'm following some of the Jewish religious traditional, or at least try to follow, and I cannot put a finger exactly why am I doing that. I'm doing it since I was a kid. But no, when I'm sitting with myself, I'm thinking about God, I again get to the same conclusion that I just don't believe He exists, then it's a bit blocking me. I think me as a Jewish is like the way that my finger clamps on the table when I hear the Jewish music, and enjoying Jewish food, family dinners. That's what makes me Jewish. Yeah, of course, when you go to the Jewish museum, there is a lot to talk about history. But I think that what we're doing right now in Berlin with Jewish Project is history. So we're creating history in these days, and I think it's a time to talk about the future.
Would you say that you put the old traditional images into this toilet?
I think that I actually take the old tradition and upgrade it and bring it to the young people, and I think that I'm doing a great service to the Jewish culture. I think that Meshuggah have a huge part in the fact that Jewish music now is the popular music in Berlin that you can hear from time to time in clubs.
However fun the parties may be, for many people Berlin still harbours trauma. This student from Israel has mixed feelings.
I like Berlin very much. It smiles at me, but as I go here I always have this feeling as if this whole place should still be in ruins. And I know that 70 years ago I wasn't allowed to sit in the U-Bahn as long as all the Germans don't have their place. So, you know, it's there all the time.
Maybe we'll never forget. That is also important. It is okay. It is important that they do not forget, but can also make jokes about it. That is great. Stars of David is a party decoration, provocative flags and banners. A Jewish identity based around Holocaust iconography has ended. The signs are being reinterpreted here. If you can remember, in the 60s, Jimi Hendrix took apart the American national anthem on his guitar, just like the Frankfurt Chororchestra did with the German national anthem in the 90s. I interpret these decorations in a disco in a similar way, as a symbol which stands for the Jewish community in the Middle East, for Israel. And they're not now being broken in a musical interpretation or otherwise destroyed, but are being deconstructed through the disco, treated ironically through entertainment instead of standing for a national pathos.
Mit Unterhaltung ironisiert werden und nicht mehr für den nationalen Pathos stehen.
I'm coming from Tel Aviv. I lived in Tel Aviv 22 years of my life. I can tell you that Tel Aviv and Berlin, you can find a lot of similarity between these two cities.
And so Aviv Netter has made David Ben-Gurion, the founder of the State of Israel, an icon of his Berlin parties.
I think you have crazy, and it's really cool. I'm coming here to Germany and I found a nation that grew up and maybe the most educated nation this world according to the history of what happened here.
Es ist eine Stadt, die sich selbst noch nicht gefunden hat und die in Bewegung
It is a town that hasn't found itself yet and is always changing. And so naturally, it will always pull people in.
Wo sie heiraten und ihre Kinder.
Yet a point comes when they want to marry and have children. It is interesting for young people to treat their time in such a fluid city as an orientation phase. And so what does being Jewish mean to Aviv Netter?
Jewish is being a foreigner. Jewish people are, for years, travel from one country to another. And here I found myself in the age of 22, taking all of my stuff and moving to Berlin. So here is something.
Das Motto der jüdischen Gemeinschaft in der Bundesrepublik.
I can describe the motto of the Jewish community in the Federal Republic with the English expression displacement. So it started with the so-called DPs, with the displaced persons. And the moment these displaced people came from outside, they did not 100% belong and brought a different experience of life with them. With every new generation of migrants in the Jewish community come new aspects of this displacement. However, it also furnishes our society with new diversity.
Aber auch neue Aspekte, wie man sich in diesem Anderssein in dieser Gesellschaft einrichtet.
And in the Meshuggah parties, you're allowed to be a little different.
Go and celebrate who you are. You're special, and do special parties. That's all.